Good evening and welcome to another edition of Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. I'm Jennings Bernard, your host, as always. You can catch me right here each and every day, Monday through Friday, from 5 to 6 p.m. You know what we do here. We talk business, legal, social, whatever affects you in this community, we will talk about it. Most of it is politics because politics is everything and everything is politics. And you are finding that out right now. Forensic audit, we want to hear what you got to say. If nobody is going to jail, then you didn't do a good, excellent forensic audit. There ought to be some people going to jail when it comes to that school board. That school board is probably the worst, I know the worst and the largest in the state of Tennessee. And I think by right that the school board has failed us, as well as the state wanting to take it over. If you want it done wrong, turn it over to certain people, and you'll see wrong on every level. If you want to see people taking advantage of people, turn it over to certain people. And you know what I'm talking about. You'll see exactly what happened. You know, as we celebrate, and I was thinking about this earlier, the birth of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King and all of the things that he sacrificed for the right of black folks to have a equal slice of the American pie. He gave his life that we could have things better. But I was thinking about that today, and I was saying, and all he did, and to go in jail that he went, the protests that he did. And I always said, protest is good, but you got to be careful and know what you're protesting about. The civil rights movement was a great opportunity for black people to be treated equally and fairly. And the people who oppressed us, the oppressors at that time, the Jim Crow, the racists, and the SOBs who thought that they was better than black folks. They thought because we were slaves that we used to be bought like you buy a pig or a hog or a horse or what have you, that we did not equally come up to their standards because our homeland was Africa, and the fact that they came over to Africa, swapped deals with people that looked like Africans, and we came to this country not willingly, but we were forced to come here. And let's think about the thing that we as African Americans have contributed to this society. But yet they want to eliminate what we have done and has contributed to this society. If you really want to know some black history, I'm going to see if I can pull it up and see the thing that was created and invented by black folks to make this place that we call America better. When we talk about the stop sign, the stoplight, we can go on and talking about what black folks contribute. And Dr. Martin Luther King contributed the ultimate sacrifice, his life. But as I look now and think about what he contributed and what he went through for his fellow brothers and sisters that they may have joy, peace, and happiness abundantly. He gave his life. But yet, when I look at the people now that are oppressing us as African Americans, are no longer the Jim Crows. As I said to you before, it is not the Jim Crows that are doing what they used to do to oppress us. It's our own so-called leaders. If the forensic audit comes out, it will show who are oppressing us in our own community. It's the people that you elect, the people that you put in to all of these various positions, and your community look like a war zone. You are being sold out by your own representatives. And I say to you, this is the opportunity to stand up and say to all those who look like us and oppressing us, it's time for you to go. Your playhouse, your manipulating of the black community is over. And the black community has an opportunity to show you and to prove to you we have taken all we're going to take, and we're not going to take any more. We had to fight Jim Crow to get where we at, and now we got to fight you for you to do what you're supposed to do, but you're betraying us. From the pulpit to the city council, to the county commission, to the state house, you're playing with the people that you're supposed to be representing. And it's time out. If we can take some of them out of the position, it will send a message to those who think that they can be Jim Crow, that they can deny us our rights in our community, to have the best of the best as it relates to representation. We're going to show you. We're going to prove to you your time is over. We're not going to take this anymore. And to all of the young, up and coming politicians, you better get your house in order. Because the day of the Jim Crow and the mentality of the Jim Crow is over. I never thought I would live to see a movement that was taking place by Reverend Dr. King and others to put us in certain places. But then the same people that look like you and I are trying to keep their foot on our neck politically. They're coming together, they're forming their groups just like Jim Crow did. They are talking black power, they are talking togetherness, but behind closed doors, they are selling you out for 30 pieces of silver. You look at how some of them are living, and how are they living like that? They're living that way because they sold you out for the 30 pieces of silver. And let me tell you something, I know about being sold out. I have always, from the church to organization, have stood up for what is right because that was bred into me. Treat people like you would have them to treat you. Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. I've seen people who smile in my face and turn right around, and they don't think to this day that I know what they did. But I know what they did, and I know what they are doing. And I say to you, if the forensic audit do not come back and certain people don't go to jail, then that was not a forensic audit because it's there, just as plain as the nose on your face. It's open. They're not hiding what they're doing. And if that audit is done right, most of them will be going before a judge because of the lying, the big wheeling and dealing that they have done now what Jim Crow did to us back then, and we don't realize it, what they're doing, or you don't even care. You see, one thing I found out, a lot of people are in the position that they're in because they don't even care about themselves or what happened to them. I often say, I don't care what color you are, what race you are. I will not have anyone putting their foot on my neck. But you politically, in the black community, your own so-called leaders are putting their foot on your neck. And you skin and you grin, you tap dance, you play around with these people. Now, I don't understand something, and people getting excited about the vice president who came into the city. People are having reception for her to come in. I didn't understand that, and you can't tell me that. And sisters of the Greek nature, throwing up signs, taking photo for what and when you, the people who's supposed to be representing the people, skinning and grinning, whining and dining, and the people you represent are starving. The people you supposed to represent, let me put it like that, and that you're not. It's time for you to go. I'm putting it out there. I'm telling you like it is. And I'm telling you again, if the forensic audit don't have some of those people that's in the key position not going to jail, then there was not a forensic audit. If the forensic audit is only for the purpose of taking over the school board, then they have failed you. But the forensic audit should have people going to jail. When you talk about $1.8 billion, and you have some certain people that are over that, you have an interim superintendent showed where his head is. The first thing he did when he got in, when his wife didn't qualify to get her school charter renewed, the first thing he did, he renewed it from your tax dollars. And people argue, well, it was state. It's not. Every type of government in the state of Tennessee, in the federal government, your tax dollars are involved in that. So when I hear people saying, well, it wasn't city money, it wasn't county money, it wasn't federal money, all money is your tax money. If you pay federal tax, you pay your state tax, you pay your city tax, you pay your county tax, that's your money. It's your money that bought that hotel. It's your money that bought it, and it's the people that you put into office that's going to give it away after you bought it. See, we need to shake up. And I'm not one to want anybody that's innocent to go to jail. But I've been in law enforcement a long time, and I've seen people go in jail and to get off, and were found not guilty. More power to them. But I've seen guilty folks get off because they had the right lawyer or they had to willing and dealing. And the first thing they open their mouth and say, I'm innocent. They found me not guilty. But the real judgment and the real judge will judge you for how you will and deal and how you misused and took advantage of his people. And now come down to the point that God said, my people, which are called by my name, will humble themselves and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways. And then I will heal their land. Understand something. If you look at that scripture, if you listen to it, if my people, which are called by my name, will humble themselves, turn from their wicked ways. And understand, he already knew that the politician would be doing wicked things. And he put in that scripture, if they would turn from their wicked ways, the leadership is wicked. People are making money off of you because they're wicked, and wickedness in their heart don't allow them to represent you. But God says that they're if they would turn from their wicked ways, they will hear from me, and then I will heal their land. Now God gives you the common sense. It's up to whether you use it or not. If you're living in poverty because you don't have the right representative, then that's your fault. Let me say that again. If you're living in poverty and you don't have the right representative to represent you well, that's supposed to be taking care of you and the community, and you put him back in office, is your fault. But now we're going to wake up. We're going to wake up from that nap that we've been taking for so many years. We're going to wake up from the mentality that we've been sleeping through for so many years and do the right thing. If he sees that you're going to do the right thing, then he's going to take care of you, because the people that are here that are devils, in my opinion, that are taking advantage of you. You see they got nothing at one point, and then you look around and they got everything. How did they get everything overnight? If the forensic audit is done and done right, you're going to have help in getting rid of some of these people that have taken advantage of you and abused your tax dollars to the tune of $1.8 billion. Now, some people that you put on that school board, you need to be ashamed of yourself. See, everybody that talks loud don't mean they know something. They cover up their lack of knowledge by talking loud and acting a fool, and you think they know what they're doing. See, they got you hoodwinked. They got you bamboozled. They got you running amok around, not understanding what they're doing. They're talking loud with one hand and stealing you blind with the other hand. If the forensic audit tells the truth, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. $8 million is a lot of money to put behind an effort to find out the truth. Now, what is a forensic audit? A forensic audit is nothing but the truth in nature. When you do a forensic audit, you're looking for one or two things, the right thing or the wrong thing. Evidently, something is wrong right now for us to have to do a forensic audit. So we know something wrong is being committed by the leadership on the board, it's going to be proven wrong was done when they got rid of Dr. Fagan. And let me hit this point. Dr. Fagan came in, and can't nobody argue the fact that she came in and she shook up some things. She started looking at what was going on and decided not to go along with it. And she got 6 of those knuckleheads on that board, along with the superintendent that you got in now. You cannot tell me that Dr. Robert Richmond did not know that they was going to vote Dr. Fagan out of office that night. Because as soon as they called him up to be the interim, he walked right to the podium. He didn't look surprised. He didn't look like, oh, I didn't know this. He walked up like he knew it was coming. And ladies and gentlemen, we got to start spanking these politicians politically, because for Dr. Richmond to do what he did when it came down his wife in school, the first act that he did shows you that he cared nothing about the children. He cared more about him and his situation, because his actions showed you better than he could tell you. And it's time for us to clean the house. I remember my grandmother and mother used to always say, it's time for spring cleaning. And some of you remember that. They had you cleaning out your room and doing this sweeping and they cleaning out. It's going to come time, come May, if we have one, in August, it's time for us to clean house. Because this has been going on for too long. And we have gotten immune to this situation. We just let it happen. Because they say, oh, it's going to happen. So we just let it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I've tried to do the best that I can to warn and to tell my people what is happening to you, to your community. Every other community is thriving except your community. The north and the south side of town is not thriving. But every other community where groups of people are gathered outside of the black community, that community is thriving. And why is it that you are not thriving? And I'll tell you why. It's because of the leadership that's thriving off of you. Those who are sitting there only there for a paycheck and not there to represent you. What we're going to have to do is separate these individuals. We have to separate them. We have to get rid of them, find some. There are decent people in Memphis that want to protect and serve you. There are individuals here that is not about the money, but you get overwhelmed by signs and by commercials, which none of them, those things, have went into a voting booth and voted for you, but they use the commercial, they use the political sign. The more signs, I've heard people say that, the more signs I've seen, it made me vote for them. Why? Because a sign sitting in somebody's yard make them qualified to be here? Well, I didn't see nobody's sign but hers in the community. I didn't see anybody's sign that was running for that position but hers. Well, a sign got you to vote for somebody, and yes, you do it. But what sense does that make, ladies and gentlemen? Dr. Fagan was doing a great job. They got rid of her. But let me tell you something. When God has a plan, his plans work. And if the people which are called by my name understand what God's plan is, you would understand what need to be done. I stood in the pulpit for 32 years. I did the best that I could do. I preached the best that was in God's word. I've done what he wanted me to do. Now I have another assignment. And my assignment now is to wake you up, to let you know that you skinning and grinning with these so-called politicians that look like you and I. Most of them don't mean you any good. They're there checking their account to make sure that their direct deposit has gone in and knowing they haven't done anything for you, but they're getting over on you. Because, let me say it like this, you are too lazy to get up and fight and defend for yourself. You want everybody else to do it, and you believe that these jacklegs and all of these jackleg politicians, jackleg preachers, jackleg so-called leaders are there for you. They are not there for you. They are there for themselves. And once you realize that, then and only then can you bring salvation to your situation. Salvation comes in many shapes, forms, and fashions. The ultimate salvation will come when we're gone. But the salvation of your life is up to you. You can get salvation and turn your community around if you get up and work on what? Salvation. Your community is looking like it's looking because you haven't worked toward salvation, making your community better than it was yesterday. And you're not picking and using this salvation of picking the right person to help you come through your salvation in your community, and we call them representatives. What do they represent? They certainly don't represent you. They're representing again themselves. And I want to say to you, as the Democratic Party, when I said on yesterday, the word is that they're trying to kick out Dr. Fagan as a Democrat coming up with some rules. If they do that, and all who love and support Dr. Fagan, if they do that, I would hope that she would go and get the petition to run as an independent, and those who can and support her come across when election time comes. And as I said, if there's no Republican on the other side, then the election will be the result of what happens in May, not in August. So don't sit back and say, well, I'll just wait and see what the outcome gonna be in May, and I'll just wait till August. No, if there's nobody on the other side, then the election in May will be your general election. So don't take for granted that you're gonna wait until what we call the general election in August. We want to let the Democrats fight out. But if the Democrats are the only one with a primary, it's going to come down to who got the most votes in those Democrats. And it will not be a general election dealing with the county mayor of lazy. Don't be talking about you gonna wait until later, because later you gonna be late. Because I used to hear a long time ago, the early bird get the worm. And if you get up and go there, get up, talk to your neighbors, your friends, your relatives, and say, we can't wait until August. We got to do this thing now. We need to come up with into that. All they scrambling now. They upset because she's there. The pivotal party that ever existed, in my opinion, is the Democratic Party. And I served on that committee for 2 terms. I saw enough to let me know there was no organization. There were people outside of the party who had more power than the Democratic Party. They was calling the shots. Outside of the party, wasn't a part of the executive committee, wasn't a chairman, but there was outside political influence that basically took over the party. And still, I would believe 100% nothing has changed. More things change, more things stay the same. And I can say that when it comes down to the Democratic Party. Ladies and gentlemen, it's up to you. It's up to you whether you're going to make a difference. And I say to you, when you see Dr. Fagan, I put a link down there to her campaign. You can go to my Facebook page, click on that link where you see her sitting or her name down, click on it. It's going to take you to her donation page. It got the numbers that may be high for you to pay or to donate, but there's another button that says others. And I encourage you to go to that page. If you can't make the 25, the 50, the 100, the 200, so forth and so on, upward, that other button down there allows you to put in what you feel comfortable putting in. So we got 100,000 people putting in 5, 10, $15. She would have a good war political chest. It's not how much you give as a community, it's how many that are giving what they can give to make a difference. So I encourage you, ladies and gentlemen, go to my Facebook page. I want you to subscribe to this program as well, and the other YouTube, X, and Spotify, and all of that's where you can catch these programs later on when you done settle down and fed the family and everything, and you get your cup of coffee, tea, or whatever, and move to that corner and sit back and listen to what I have to say and share this video with your friend. You need to do that in order for us to make a difference in our community. It is important. Make that donation. You'll see it on my timeline. You'll see it on the Enough is Enough page. That's a part of my Facebook page, as well as uh, the other pages. Just click on it, hit the other button, and make a donation. I'm Jennings Bernard. You've been listening to Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. In the words of my grandmother, she used to always say, if it's the Lord's will and the creek don't rise, we'll see you on Monday. But always remember what I said. Trust everyone, but do not trust the devil inside of it. And the devil is ruling politically all over us because the person that know they're stealing and they call it in the name of politics, you the devil. And the people don't need you representing them. And whatever I can and whatever I will do, I will share the devils that are lurking over the political process in this community. The forensic audit ought to tell us. Let's wait and see what's going to happen. Did we waste $8 million for a forensic audit? We will know soon. Soon and very soon. We'll find out. You all take care. Always been a plump, pleasing pleasure to sit here and talk to you. And there's more to come. I'm waiting on all of the people that's going to stay in these races. Time for them to get out of the races will come. And then we will go to calling. Then we will go to talking to these people and have them to come in if they want to. There are some choices that I'm going to share with you. And I want you to be mindful. Because where you didn't do your homework, I would have. And I will tell you who really, really wants to represent you. I'm Jimmy Bernard. You take care. Have a great weekend. God bless.